This is Zachary Cloutier from Ringside. Coming up on October 12th in the Kingdom Arena, Saudi Arabia, Dimitry Bivol will be squaring off against Artur Beterbiev for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. This bout is one of the most highly anticipated of this year and will be a determiner of possibly the pound-for-pound best boxer in this era of boxing. Let's get started. Preview and prediction. Dimitry Bivol currently holds a record of 23 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws, with 12 knockouts. He has a height of 6 foot and a reach of 72 inches, which is also 6 feet. He is a Russian-Korean fighter who has fought the likes of Malik Zinad, Lyndon Arthur, Gilberto Ramirez, Craig Richards, and especially Saul Canelo Alvarez. Currently, he has the WBA Super World and IBO light heavyweight champion. And Artur Beterbiev is currently the IBF, WBC, and WBO light heavyweight champion. Artur Beterbiev has a record of 20 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws, with all of those wins coming by knockout, having a 100% KO ratio. He is 5'11" and a half, with a 73-inch reach, which is 1 inch longer than Dimitry Bivol's. Artur Beterbiev is 39 years old, while Dimitry Bivol is 33 years old, a 6-year age difference in which Bivol is most likely in his overall prime. Although he may not be in his athletic peak, he certainly is in the peak of his experience combined with certain athleticism which hasn't declined very much. Right now, this fight has been canceled once, and this is a delayed date in which this fight was originally supposed to happen on the 5v5 card as the main event. Now it is happening for real, and we will see who is the best light heavyweight in the division. Beterbiev is an interesting fighter. He's extremely old considering he is a light heavyweight, but he has still shown that he can knock out many elite opponents, with his most recent win coming in January of this year against Callum Smith, a notable opponent in which he TKO'd in 7 rounds. Before that, a year before that, he fought Anthony Yard and TKO'd him in 8 rounds, Joe Smith Jr. in 2, Marcus Brown in 9, Adam Dines in 10, and Alexander Goldzvik in 10. All of these opponents are notable top 10, top 15 light heavyweights. And all of these opponents were worthy of a world championship title, except it was held by Beterbiev. Dimitry Bivol, on the other hand, has fought the likes of many other extremely credible opponents, among them being Joe Smith Jr. Now, Bivol beat Joe Smith Jr. in a unanimous decision, which was extremely lopsided, where 2 judges saw that Joe Smith only won 1 out of the 12 rounds. But as we can see, it does not seem like Dimitry Bivol is much of a power puncher, but instead a puncher or a boxer who punches accumulatively and will overwhelm an opponent with the sheer amount of volume of punches he throws. Bivol does not have a very varietal set of punch output. He usually throws a jab, a right cross, a jab to the body, or a right cross to the body, and nothing else besides those 2 punches. Occasionally he will throw a hook, an uppercut, and he will make his punch output more varietal, but this has not been seen very much from Dimitry Bivol. On the other hand, Artur Beterbiev is a knockout artist, and one of the best knockout artists of this era. He, similar to Bivol, has a very, very high punch output, but many of his punches are considered to be almost knockout worthy. An accumulation which is even worse than what Dimitry Bivol presents to his opponents. Artur Beterbiev is known for his punch output gradually overwhelming his opponents and making them either give up or be brutally knocked out. Beterbiev has been considered to be a superhuman by many boxing fans and boxing experts, and this is something I have not heard more. Truly, this bout is a bout between the immovable object and the unstoppable force. The unstoppable force being Beterbiev and the immovable object being Bivol. Bivol, who could not be beat by Saul Canelo Alvarez, one of the pound-for-pound greats of this era. Dimitry Bivol, who could not be moved by Gilberto Ramirez, who had a record at the time of 44 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws, an extreme amount of experience, and a fight he had right after Canelo. In his next 2 fights, Dimitry Bivol would fight Lyndon Arthur, which he dominated, and he would also fight Malik Zinad and knock him out in 6 rounds, in which Bivol had a little bit of a rage, in which he could show that he does have the dog and the heart to knock out an opponent. Now, many have hailed that Dimitry Bivol may lose this bout, but many have also said that his younger age and his slight aesthetics in his advanced boxing skill and qualities will enable him to be granted a unanimous decision or a decision over Beterbiev. In my view, I think Beterbiev will have one of the best performances of his career, if not the best, against Bivol. And I believe Bivol will obviously be trying to do the same. So this fight is hard to predict. I believe Artur Beterbiev will win by a decision. I do not believe he'll be able to knock down Bivol, as Bivol has shown that he has extreme durability, heart, and relentlessness in the willingness to win. And I believe, although Beterbiev will win, this will most likely be his last bout, as such a performance against Bivol will solidify him as one of the pound-for-pound greats of this era. But if Bivol is to win, which I do not think will happen, he will most likely become one of the pound-for-pound greats of this era, and most likely defend his unified and undisputed titles against multiple noteworthy light heavyweights. In my eyes, I believe Beterbiev will win, and I see it going by a decision. Close or far ranged, I don't think so. I think this will be a very close decision in which Beterbiev may knock down Bivol, but Bivol will show his heart and will be finishing to the latter rounds. So for my official prediction, I believe Artur Beterbiev will win by 12-round unanimous decision against Dimitry Bivol. This is Zachary Cloutier from Ringside.